With the differential fluid removed, remove the cover and set the bolts aside for safekeeping. Now locate the spider gears and remove the center shaft retaining bolt. You may need to rotate the housing to remove the bolt. Next, using a punch or a large screwdriver, drive out the centering shaft. We rotated the differential to remove the shaft. So with the spider shaft removed, we had an assistant to press on the axles so we could pull out the C-clips and remove the axle shafts. So with the axle shafts removed, we removed the old drum backing plate, selected the square flange, slipped it over the axle tube, and reinserted the axle and clips. Then we selected the backing plate with the pocketed side facing the wheel and installed it with the attachment hardware and slipped the rotor on. Now use your thumbs to depress the slider sleeves into the caliper so that the caliper can fit over the rotor with ease. Insert the pads, note the position of the clips. Now we're test fitting the caliper and seeing if it's centered over the rotor. This is the time where you would select shims to space the plate further or closer. In this case, we're happy and we're mounting the bolts. We want to test spin the rotor and make sure that it travels freely and that the alignment really is centered. You want to allow about 30 thousandths on each side between the pads and the rotor. Now it's time to install the emergency brake cable into the mount housing on the caliper. We're adjusting the clip and inserting the cable and going to lock it down with a clip. Now we've inserted the spring and are inserting the cable through the feed and going to lock it into position. Doing a final test spin. Yep, it spins smoothly. Now we take the banjo bolt, put a copper washer on it, sleeve it through the brake hose, and put the next washer on it. And carefully feed it into the caliper so as not to cross thread it. Next, reattach your brake hose out of harm's way to the existing hard lines and reattach emergency brake cables and bleed the brakes. You might need to work your emergency brake lever several times to adjust out the emergency brake setting. Be sure to test your vehicle in safe conditions. And thanks for using MBM products.